Okay, time to advertise real quick. Oh no, pressing buttons. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, stream's going. Okay, check those settings. Alright, time to advertise. Dun, 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 dun. My channel. Share. And streaming. Boom. Discord shared. Facebook. Can do group. Yay! Last time it was being complicated. And boom, Facebook. And now the one that takes a little bit. Cool. People you may know. No, I don't want Steam. Wow, it's been a while. It's been almost a month since I've done anything. Wow. And let's see if it does it. Go /URL. That. Okay, there we go. Got some advertised out. As long as my Wi-Fi hurries up. There we go. So the advertisements are out. And swap to my phone. I know it's a black screen because I'm trying to get things ready. And actually, I'm going to swap the chargers real quick. It's like I'm teaching a class, I swear. Alright, excuse me. So I'm close Chrome, and now I can go back to Disneyland. And poof. Okay, so I turned off all music on here, so that way there's no copyrights and I can just go. It's probably gonna be a little laggy, knowing me. We'll close the park. Got some work done, but not much. It's mostly been infrastructure and prepping. Like I think, was it yesterday, the day before? I started doing some foliage and pads for Adventureland. That's why I do these streams, because I can explain things. I haven't done screenshots in months. So I know if someone wants screenshots, my bad. 0. Wow, everybody has to work today. Let's get these peeps out and then we'll be good. Motion sickness people, I'm sorry. I love how my app doesn't update it. It's not live on my app. It's just like, what the heck? You gotta get these cycles through Flight of Passage. So that's why it's constantly testing. Because I know there's regulations on roller coasters. So we gotta follow the regulations too. Plus gotta check all those sight lines and all that. Which Pandora, if you choose to do Pandora, it is going to be a nightmare. Trying to hide it from the rest of the park and then keep it kind of mysterious. And then if you had a coaster or a really large attraction, you gotta work with those sight lines as well. So if you're kind of iffy about sight lines, do not start out with Pandora. I maybe say work with Oh wow. Think. As far as sightlines go, work with something a little bit easier. I don't know what land would be considered easy in terms of sightlines, because nowadays they go crazy. And I'm talking to myself again. Cool. Make sure these came out. Yes. Word of the wise, do not reboot your phone, because you will be having to reset every single thing in terms of notifications and such. So right now I'm looking at my phone real quick. Notifications, there it is. Okay, guess that's how it is. And my Discord notifications are the same. Guest channel. Settings. Okay, yeah. Those stay the same. Wow, no people. Okay. So let me check my... I really do not like this stream system, but I gotta use it. Okay. I'll probably have to change the settings. I think I'll do some path work. I don't remember that tree being that close to the rail, but it's okay. We can cut it and then move it. I think it's jungle trees. Jungle trees. Limbo tree. That's a fancy name for a tree. Always save your work even if something barely happens. Because I've heard many people say their game crashes and they work for like 5 hours on something. I've had that happen many times, so that's why I save after every... If I make a lot of plant a lot of trees, or make a lot of paths, that's why I definitely save everything. Okay, my game is out. I put in gaming. Good. Explore. Of Let's Play. No? Just get on that area. Oh, well, I'm part of that channel thing. Okay, game loaded successfully. Still nobody? Wow. Everybody's busy. So I don't stream on weekdays. I do it at weekends. On weekends. But overall, this park has gotten big in terms of if you look at comparisons between years. Because this park opened in 2017 with, like, it looked totally different. I can't talk because it's so different. Yeah. Now it's just huge. And then my Hollywood Studios project, that's kind of like, it's in a weird spot right now. I'm trying to figure out everything. I have some attractions there, but it's not to my standard, I guess. Like this park, you know, it's okay. It just needs a little bit more love. That's fine. I can do that. And in World Discovery, it's at a high standard, but it's not at that highest standard. So it's getting like some love over there. Like Project Star, air quotes, is what's going on at World Discovery. But I think I've said a few times that all my parks are seeing changes. This one's no exception. My goal by, I guess, I shouldn't say end of the year, because I got quite a bit of time this summer. My goal this summer is to get, of course, Pandora done. Even Adventureland and its transition complete. And then the bus stops, which in a post on Shy Guys World, I said Disneyland Dubai is going to work with the locals. So bus stops will be constructed and buses at Storybook Resort are going to be existent. So it's like quote unquote buses. Like we're going to have a bus system, I guess. So yeah, I still think this is my favorite Mickey of them all. I did it in Hollywood Studios, but it's not as good as the Tomorrowland one. I like those colors and how it blends in. And then even the gear. The gear's okay. It's just kind of wonky because of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Oh yeah, hit 40 subscribers. Hopefully I get more. So 45-50 is the goal, which that's pretty good. I'm a small channel. I'm not trying to get money. I'm not trying to do this. Not trying to do that. I'm just showing off my parks to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm doing in screenshots, here's a video to say, hey, this is what's going on. I should make a Mickey out of these. Are these different sizes? Oh no, I thought it was like Leave a Legacy boot. The monolith. Where was it? I saw something. I saw something on Shy Guys World and I was like, ew, gross. Or I had to laugh. Let me do something. Let me do a teaser, I guess. Someone was wondering like where they could find something. I got it. But I'm not gonna release it. It's not mine. I know I'm evil for saying that on video, but sometimes you just gotta say, hey, I got some awesome stuff by someone awesome. They really helped. So Captain EO, shout out to you. Always gets a shout out, I swear, he always does. But I love these banners. I believe that's his sign as well. I think he's the only one that did the theater sign. And then the little car barn, which it kind of adds something to the main street, but it's nice. I know I'm bouncing everywhere. The Adventureland sign, Captain EO again. Which that was something I saw like years ago, or I don't know, was it 2 or 3 years ago? And I was like, that'd be cool in my parks. That's his credit. What is there any other exclusive things in here? I don't think there is. Oh yeah, that's his Space Mountain sign. I know I'm bouncing everywhere. I'm just trying to figure out some stuff to do. Screen's dirty. Really don't have much exclusive in this park. World Discovery is all exclusive, and then Hollywood Studios is not. Like, there's nothing exclusive to Hollywood Studios. Planet Coaster Games. What is that? Oh yeah, Planet Zoo. Let's get into discussion while I do some stuff. So Planet Zoo has been announced. Honestly, that's probably where I'm going to go to animal parks. I mean, I'm terrible at Planet Coaster, but Planet Zoo looks promising, and you know, you get to see animals. I mean, that's kind of neat. So I can't even hate on it. I mean, I like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Wild, but it does lack I will admit that it does lag a little bit, but you know, it's fun. So I'll be excited to see how Planet Coaster does things. They're going to be advanced is what I'm hearing. I know S. Wolf. I'm like trying to figure out, there's so many wolf people in the roller coaster gaming community. But he does videos and I always comment because they're pretty informative. So there's probably someone that's going to message him like, oh look, someone's talking about you. Cool. Or if nobody does that, cool. Just, I am a fan of people. I'm an amateur. I am an amateur. Nobody call me an expert, please. And there's 2 people that are quiet today. Those 2 people don't work. It's okay, I don't work either. I'm a student. I got off, I think, my last day was Friday. But grades came out yesterday unofficially, and then they came out officially today. So the internet was blowing up about people getting their grades. So I did fair. I had to definitely take leave from Shy Guys World and designing for a bit. My goal is to be pretty active in the summer. Depends how my classes go. I don't know how my online class is gonna be. Never done it online, so I'm gonna be probably religious on that. And then family, friends, yada yada yada. So I'll probably be busy this summer as well. But last summer I did pretty fair, so I think it'll be the same thing. I was pretty active last summer. Weekly Ambassador hasn't returned in a while, so I'll have to probably either reinstate it or just say, hey, it's become a lot. I will admit that it was a lot because I was writing lab reports every week and they were really lengthy. Like, I think longest report was 27 pages and my lab partner helped a little bit, but I did quite a bit of the words to it. So once you write 20 pages in a week, you don't want to type, write, or anything for a while. So that's kind of why I got silent. Which I'm sure everybody would be like, okay, I understand. I hope you guys understand. I have been busy. This looks cool. This needs a little bit of shrubbery or something. Let me look. But I'm still waiting on Hollywood Studios scenery. It's been years. And that park turned 30. I'm like sitting here thinking, okay, we got nothing. And I've sent some messages and nobody's replied. It's like, great. It's like, where did everybody go? So I can find them. I'll hunt you down. And then I don't have like Twitter or anything, so it's like I can't contact people. I have Facebook, but I don't want to like be a creeper and find them. I really don't want to use that. I don't like using flyer. Well, that might work, but it's kind of low quality. It's some of that Walmart tree. Well, I'm watching. Who are you? How do you know my language? Guess we'll do Old Faithfuls, maybe? Phone. Who are you? Show yourself or reveal yourself. Don't show yourself. And my phone's gonna blow up. Oh yeah, it's hot here in Florida. Well, where I am at least. I don't know about South Florida. See, I don't like that. That's like Christmas. I'm very picky with my stuff, so that's probably why I use the same trees. Everybody probably gets mad. He uses the same trees for every land. It's like, yeah, because I'm picky. Which those will work. Those will work for the middle. Okay, 0 people. I don't think. Yeah, last save was 800. Two watching. It's going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Who are you? Open. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that was definitely helpful. What is up with this? Let me look. Am I missing y'all? And my games, my screen is froze because I'm on Chrome. It's kind of like Teacher, how they moved things. Android. Ooh. Believe you are making something awesome. Okay, so my stuff is okay. Android. Okay, there's one. I remember once there was like 6, and I was like, oh my gosh. 1. Still. It's always 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, Pandora. My estimated completion, I mean, depends on motivation. It's probably going to be June. It's probably going to be next month. I'm not going to say next week because I would have to do a lot. I mean, I could do next week, but I would definitely have to be religious on getting it done, and that may not be good. So I'm going to allot myself at least a month or 2 to completing it. Hollywood Studios still WIP because it is a mess. I think Eisner came back and did my parks. And sorry if I don't do those speed streams where I talk and it's going like 2,000 miles per hour. I'd rather work live and explain the process. The bad thing about these lamps is that they disappear. So I think is it drawing distance? I don't know the term, but they disappear. So they aren't like the greatest for if you're doing screenshots from far away, like there. So you'd have to do screenshots with them inside or get creative. I feel like one of the people that reviews products that just talk about scenery and stuff. Roller Coaster Tycoon makeup, I guess. Did I do that? Yeah, I did. I'm trying to remember how I constructed this path. I should put a food booth right there. I should. Maybe Dole Whips. That'd make a lot of money. That would make a lot of money in Dubai, just saying, because it's hot. I mean, 78 in my park, but who knows? Still one person. I heard something. It's just my little dog. watching me like it's time to do our daily deed. It's like, they can wait an hour. Sorry, that was my dog. Overall, that's not as bad as I thought. Because once I get more trees, I'll be good. And then transition just goes to dirt. It's like, here's some sand. Let's go to dirt. What a transition. I'm gonna refresh my stream. 1. Well, somebody's getting a free Mickey balloon at my park. Then my phone blows up in the process. It's like, great. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Unless it's counting me. But I doubt it, 'cause it's automatically on my channel. I think the last live stream had like the most watched minutes. It's probably because I think that was the longest stream I did. Because half of it was loading the game after a crash, and then it was like, okay, we'll go to a different park because nobody likes the park I was working on. I didn't like it either. Hollywood is like my despised park right now. I mean, it has one of my favorite rides. It's just despised. And my chair is creaking every time I move my arm. It sounds so bad, trust me. See? It's like those Pirates of the Caribbean boats. Those current boats, oh my gosh. Those things creak like crazy. And it was like right after they changed or refurbished the boats, they were like, oh yeah, here's new ones. It's like, okay. Now everybody gets soaked on that ride. And the room with the pirate ship in it, that is the room that gives me anxiety. I will say that. Because now the cannons just shoot the water at you. It's like, wow. I was not wanting to get wet in this ride. Which Planet Coaster did add those boats into the game. But the bad thing is, I think a lot of people have said it as well. That game, it is built for computers from God. Or computer systems, whatever. Like, oh my gosh. I can't run it on here. Even with the low settings, it has issues. It's like, wow. And my phone's going crazy again. About to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Good day, sir. X-Fun. He's making they're making a Studios Park 2. Which I always missed their streams because I had class. I think there was one day I was in my car and I just turned it on my phone. I was like, I don't feel like being bored in my car, so I just watched those stream. No, Mr. Toad is not going in Adventureland. Quit protesting. Yay, transition. Actually, Mr. Toad could have his own ride in Adventureland. You just gotta theme it. The Adventures of Toad. Yay! That works. Awesome. There we go. We got a transition, y'all. Means I can really start to finish, I guess. Wasn't there a picture of Toad in the safari outfit and gun in the willows? I don't know. I really don't know. Yay. Let me think, what else could I get into? Where is it? Where? Oh, I'm not going far enough. There it is. And my dog's shaking again. Others do cooking or something. That got built quick. Yeah. Drugs are bad, you know. Oh yeah, a lot got built. There was, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was 2 days ago. I was like, oh, I'm feeling ambitious. So I did some plants and stuff and made things look decent. Is someone shooting fireworks? Seriously? I don't even know what this neighborhood. And my dog's in here. Yay. Peeing in my room, I was about to say. I think Hollywood Studios is like one of them ambitious projects. I'm like, I don't want to mess it up right now. Like, that's me. I always have that moment where I'm like, you know, this is looking good. I just don't want to mess it up and put something awkward there. Kind of like this. I was like, I really don't want to touch much of it and mess it up. Like this queue, of course it's going to change. But, you know, for the time being, that's what it looks like. But I think the transitions and getting things set will help me figure out the queue. Because who says it has to go right there? It could be way over here and just wrap around. Like, that'd be a super long queue, to be honest. Because you go from there all the way around to here. Roughly. I'm gonna put this here, but what if I put something else there? Exactly. Or the worst is when you're like, oh, I'm waiting for a scenery item to come out that's being constructed. Then you're like, okay, I'll just construct it for the time being. And the next day, that item comes out. I've had that happen a few times. Which a lot of people will say, oh no, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is dead. It's like, no. Planet Coaster is starting to have people say, we can't play it on here. Oh, okay, he's done. Flea season, yay! Yeah, the colors, that's another thing. Especially with Pandora, I was like, what kind of colors do I need to use for the coaster? Do I want to use black? And I was like, you know, this blue would work good and, you know, it would blend in pretty well. And then what do I use for supports? I didn't want to use just white. refresh. Oh, 4 watching. Wow, see, my app doesn't refresh. Is the app really live? And if you are not subscribed to this channel, you should subscribe. Because who knows? Because I subscribe back to most channels. I think there's maybe like a few where I was like, oh my gosh. Go dog. Whenever your animals get really old, they start really smelly. Oh my goodness. Whew. Let me turn on the fan. My dog's almost 16, so yeah. Oof. And we give them baths regularly, so. Let's see, I have a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And then my cat is like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I think he's 4, or he's gonna be. I know I'm talking about my animals on YouTube, oh well. It's not like I'm like saying every single detail. I feel like everybody talks about their pets at some point. Could used to have. You know what stinks is this set doesn't have halves. They just have like the triangles. They have the weird quarters. Like that. Those normally don't do anything. I know the, what is it, the mulch set, or the mulch I use, they do have halves, and I'm like, okay, that makes things easier if I really don't know how much is going to be here. There's that one, and there's that one. Still think we should make a Disney universe, like anybody on the Shy Guys world. I was playing theme park on Roblox. I never make to make her. Oh no, no. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Let's get into that, because I know Disneyland's getting ready to open theirs on May 30th, and then Walt Disney World opens theirs on August 29th. The only reason I will probably memorize that date is because I have a trip literally the day after, because I'm going that weekend, so yay. Which I can't even imagine the crowds, because Hollywood will have Star Wars and then Epcot has Food and Wine. It's like, oh my gosh. And we have to hit up Epcot because Illuminations ends the following month. Well, ends in, I think it's October 1st, or I can't remember that date. I knew it was like soon. It was after my trip, so we'll probably be hitting up Epcot. Magicam, we're thinking about doing the Halloween party, so I mean, cool. And then I don't know if we're doing Hollywood or not. I kind of want to, but I know how it's gonna be. That is going to be a nightmare. I know they'll have the extra magic hours, but who's to say how many people are going to be ready to do that? Good thing is a lot of people will be in school already, so I guess that helps. So I'll have to watch opening day and see how bad it is that day, and then say, okay, we'll have to make a decision on that. I know when Toy Story opened, it was a mess, and Pandora, that was a mess too, but Star Wars, I think, is going to be an even bigger mess. And that park is already tiny as it is. Like, oh my gosh. That's going to be a line throughout the whole park. Unless they say, like Disneyland, oh, you need to reserve a time. But those time cards went quick. What else do I want to discuss? Phantom Manor at Paris reopened, which I was terrified as a child of Haunted Mansion until the refurbishment of 2007 for Walt Disney World. And I look at Paris and I'm like, why was I afraid of Walt Disney World when I should be scared of Paris? It's like, oh my gosh. Phantom Manor, you need help. Muppet Vision, the only park that has it is Disney's Hollywood Studios. California Adventure turned theirs into Mickey's PhilharMagic, which, you know, it's a great show, but Paris and Disneyland have really dulled it down to where it's like, okay, this show is great, now you're just putting it on a flat screen, not the whole 180 effect that the other parks have, like Tokyo, Orlando, and Hong Kong. I'll have to do some scenery work with this land. What's funny is Rivers of Light is already seeing a change. They're adding like Disney stuff to it. I'm like, okay, you guys didn't have to change illuminations, but which there's a video out of the new preview of the second Epcot show that's coming. It's different. It's like, oh, it sounds great, but I don't know how. It's just weird. I don't think I'll connect to it like I did with Illuminations. Like, yeah, the soundtrack sounds great, but it's too IP based. I know Happily Ever After is too, but they did it in a way that was, it had great transitions and kind of weaved its way and really makes sense with Magic Kingdom. I don't see the IPs working really well for Epcot in terms of a fireworks show. That's just me. I mean, it sounds great. It was How Far I'll Go from Moana, and I Can Go the Distance. It sounded great, but I just don't like the aspect of what they're using for the fireworks show over there. I remember when Happily Ever After was getting ready, I was worried it was going to be like Illuminations in Paris and the Ignite the Dream at Shanghai. By the way the castle looked in the poster, I was like, oh great, here we go. But no, they really did good. So Epcot, I kind of want to see something different. I mean, yeah. Here we go again. I also played with Google Earth last night, and they actually had it updated. I think it was from November 2018. And they had the big box at Epcot. It's kind of interesting. I really don't know what to do. Let me save. Let me save and figure out what I want to do. 3 watching. It's like 1, 2, 3. The count would be very proud. Count from Sesame Street. Flight of Passage is just cool. I think my favorite part is this area. This part, it's not my favorite yet because there isn't much, but Let's go to the magical side. We'll leave Pandora alone for a little bit. We'll just explore the park. Fun fact. This statue is in Paris. Well, this version at least. But there's also one at the Walt Disney Studios. And I think this statue has Gus Gus hidden in it. So, it's kind of neat. I know I'm spinning around, but it's kind of neat. We don't have the partner statue here. I thought about it, but I was like, I kind of want something different. I can do partner statue. It's easy. Just gotta replace it. I just like this base. There's a partner statue on the... I think I got 1 or 2 partner statues. Let me see if I got that one set. No. I got the other one though, but I don't like that partner statue as much. Let me find it. I know I have it. Because there it is, partners. The thing I like about this one is the quote. The thing I don't like is how it is. Like I don't like it as much. Because when you zoom in, it's like 3D, but you zoom out, it's 2D. Which I'll have to get the other one. I could put Oswald on there instead of Mickey. That's kind of creepy. So that's probably why I don't have the partner statue. Guys, it's kind of weird. Trying to see what sets are good. Rocks. Oh, that could be like the monster from Frozen. Rock. See, I never understood that. I've always liked these. Wooden signpost. What did he say? Oh, basic. Tomorrowland. I should do more with Tomorrowland, but it's like, do I want to mess it up? I know I add little bits to the People Mover, but that's because I like seeing it in motion sometimes. Just I mean, this is gonna be satisfying whenever it's done. Just seeing a bunch of People Mover cars moving throughout the park, that'd be great. See how satisfying that is? Unless we make this the hub to load people. I wish Imagineer Tom released his Spaceship Earth CTR. That's the one CTR. If he released it, I would definitely go crazy with it. which I'll have to see if he gets on, and I'll have to ask. I think I asked years ago, but Rocket Rod's flashbacks or whiplash? You know what? Let's work on the path here. Let's do some Tomorrowland. I know Walt Disney World is seeing some love with their Tomorrowland, the paint. I can't wait because I know they have laid supports down for Tron. Oh, the one that's underground. There's a lot of rumors with Disneyland right now. Their Tomorrowland, they're saying they're getting Tron and all that, and doing other things. I'm like, whoa, okay, y'all. They're like, oh, we're going to tear down the people mover track. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Like, no, you're not. I think I'll put Monsters Inc. in this land just for fun. Just something different. I thought about doing a Pixar area for Hollywood Studios, but there's like no Pixar scenery at all. Like, if someone made a bunch of Pixar scenery, that'd be the best gift ever. Besides, like, Chinese theater and Rock and Roller Coaster, that'd be also amazing. Tokyo, that's the one I want to go to the most. I've been to Walt Disney World, that's it. I've been saying for a long time I want to go to Tokyo. And there's also, I have my own hypothesis, fancy word, but if you look at Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, I have to say Walt Disney World because I'm making one over here. So they have a lot of IPs. The one thing that I think of when I see Cars, what else do they got? Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, Incredibles, Toy Story. All they're missing is Monsters Inc. But they could easily have Paint the Night. I think I said it in a previous live stream, or not, or I told someone. But Hollywood Studios could get Paint the Night easily and have it blend in. Because now they have the Cars, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Whenever that came in, I was like, you know, they really could bring Paint the Night to a park in Walt Disney World. It'd just be at Hollywood Studios. Which, if you think about it, it could work. Probably not. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the sizing of the floats because I know there's some that are huge and, you know, the turning radius has to be on point. But I feel Paint the Night could come to Hollywood Studios if they really wanted to, or if they wanted to play their cards right, I guess. I know there's been a lot of talk saying, oh, Magic Kingdom's not getting a night parade. It's like, well, it's like, you know, it wouldn't hurt. I think I've said that debate for many live streams where I'm like, I want a night parade back. We don't want electrical parade back. We want something like Spectro Magic. Should I use for my Fantasyland? How do you say that word? Esplanade. Oh. I was like, I've always said it weird. probably have to. Depends what you're doing. Really depends on what you get doing. Because I just use basic paths for my stuff, so if you wanted to do a little village, I would say, let me finish up this section real quick. Okay, save that, and then we'll go into analysis, I guess. Streaming 55, wow. Okay. So, paths for Fantasyland. Let's go Fantasyland. As you can see, I just do some weird transitions. So I use brown path for the inside areas. It looks like poop. These cobblestones, I would say, would work. I mean, they're okay, but so that would be Moby's, curved floors, cobblestone. Like, it really depends on the area. Even the brick would work. It's this set. I'm gonna look. No, it's gotta be the Alpine sets. It's in the village style. Okay. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, what I might say is the Shy Guy Alpine Village sets are going to be your best friend. Because I tried to do the same thing. And I think I used these. Because you could honestly, let's do an example right here. We'll do an example. And if it's good, I'll probably keep the example. We'll use it somewhere. Where is my Fantasyland stuff? It's been a while. Wow, I am terrible today. There it is. Okay. So there it is. So let's practice. We'll do this. That way you can see. This is set number, I think it's 4 or 5. 4. Which, some of the others might have some as well. But 4 has the curved. It may not, it's not like, you know, the other path sets. Sort of. But it's not like the others. So that's probably why you don't see me use it as much. But it would work. Because you could easily put thresholds right here and work with it. Like, we'll make you go crazy. Let's test this. That might work. Or, I know we're seeing double toed right now. We'll just do that. I think the cobblestone would work really good with Toad, like the one from Moby's, and then the Alpine Village would work really good with Peter Pan. What set is Toad? That is, I can't pronounce the name, so I'll just show it. Fill show. XTIAN, and then there's like 2 Fantasyland sets. I don't know if Tomorrowland set was public or if it was exclusive. I think it was public. But like, I remember when he was they were making it, and they said, "What is some stuff you'd like to see in roller coaster?" So I suggested a bunch of stuff, and now we have Storybook Circus tents, and that's never good whenever it freezes. Okay, that scared me. So now we have Storybook Circus tents. I mean, look, it's Pete's, not Pete's, that's the gift shop. This is Pete's. So, those are your path tests. So, like I said, do Peter Pan with this one. I don't know what my dog is doing, but I'll worry about it later. Come on. So we'll do this. So it'll look like that. Just to be honest, let me look. Let me look at this. See, if I added like buildings over here, that would totally work. Can you show me the name again of, is it Xdion? Which I should do a custom scenery question video where everybody just sends me their questions and what I should recommend. My bad, my animals. Can you show me the name again? That was the last message, so I saw it. To watching. But that is like my recommendations for that. Like I said, I'm trying to revitalize my parks as well. Do you have a link for 2? Let me get on my phone real quick. What Facebook say? Oh. People adding to their stories. Let's go to Custom Scenery Depot. I know it was down a few days. Or it was like down 1 or 2 days. Into Sealand. That's the first set. What's this one? This is it. Okay. I should ask him for the manor one. And here's that. Because it's public. It's a public set, so I can send it. Yay. But that's this. Like, I recommend these sets for Fantasyland because you've probably seen my live streams where I had literally just drag and place buildings. Some buildings I have to build and get creative with. Others I just gotta do. I know someone added the Imagineer Tom sets, like the ones I've had on my videos for since I started, and so now it's like, hey, y'all got it. It's like, now we're all even. I just get creative with it. Like, this is from Imagineer Tom. Well, that is. I don't know what else it is. I know some of the Tomorrowland stuff is, like, mixed. Also, I found a 1971 Mr. Toad facade. It's probably the Imagineer Town one. It's probably. Wow, I do not know my alphabet. This one. It's probably. Well, it's Winnie the Pooh. which this was needed years ago. Whenever I was making parks, I think I said in the video that whenever I made Disney parks, it was the weirdest fantasy land ever, because you had Toy Story Mania, Mickey's PhilharMagic, and some sort of roller coaster, like indoor roller coaster. It was mostly Pooh's Honey Hunt, but like Toy Story Mania in it. I mean, come on. I mean, it was a fun creation. Then on the other side, I had Haunted Mansion. That was when the stretching room came out, so I added that in. And then Splash Mountain was on the other side. It was fun, but... And if you don't have a stretching room, those are public, but it's pretty neat. We'll put it way over here. I just don't have any. Oh yes, default paths. Oh god. I've always liked this. It's kind of neat. It's interesting to see that effect in roller coaster. I know there's rails in here, but eh. And these are the old portraits. The new ones are pretty neat, because the disappearing bride effect. If you haven't seen the videos, my bad, but it was very neat. Now the ride has twice the scary fright. Yeah. That ride is terrifying now. Like, I thought Haunted Mansion was bad as a child. Phantom Manor. That's nightmare material. I would put it in this park, but where would I do it? It would have to be some weird New Orleans area. Or something. And I am not making a Mystic Manor. That sounds hard. Frontierland. Like, I've always liked this set too, because it's like, it's a Phantom Manor. This is one of those sets that has like every single piece. Even the creepy pieces, like, whoa. Food chain tombs. Where is it? There's like one thing that is like most impressive about this set. I think it's the Q garden. I think this is probably the best part of the set, is that you get the whole garden queue. I've always thought that was like the coolest part of this set, because same with the exit, you get the whole thing. It's like they aren't cheaping you out of the deal. Which I think the creator blocked me, because I was like, I want your castle, it looks amazing. Then others made the castle, they released the castle, and I was like, oh, those are cool, they're useful. So it's like, I think the hardest part of this is like getting it aligned. So it's like, I guess that ish, I don't know. This is advanced. Enhanced. But like, the creator who did the Main Street buildings, the statue, the hotel, guest relations, Adventureland buildings, I think that's it in terms of his stuff. Like, I asked him for, like, I was a basic member. He blocked me. It's like, okay, dude. And I tried wishing him happy birthday, and it said, "Oh, this member has you blocked." It's like, wow. Thanks. I know worse members. Ugh. Now I get like a triangle of people, and we just go back and back. Like one dude, actually, 2 members I talked to, which I talked to others, but there's 2 I talked to, and like they started talking, so now it's like a big triangle. So when one tells one, it goes to the other, and it's great. I will say, if you get some members together and you just get in theme park discussions, it is the best thing in the world, because it passes time, and you can get some ideas. Like, I've got some crazy ideas. Am I going to use them in this park? Probably not. I mean, who knows how creative I want to get. I think this park is one of the most difficult. Two watching. Who's the other person? It's not counting me, I don't think. But yeah, that guy blocked me. It's like, dude, I'm much better now. Because that was back when I wasn't sharing anything. Like, I did not share any single screenshot because my laptop had, like, I used the in-game keys that came pre-done, and it wouldn't do anything, so I changed it. So now it's better controls. So now I'm sharing stuff, and it's like, dude, you can unblock me now. And I don't block people. I don't think I've blocked anybody on there. I've reported people, and I've like had to do some stuff on Shy Guys World, like actually be an administrator, but I don't do much of blocking. I don't think I have blocked anybody. Oh, there's Tower of Terror. The original Tower of Terror. Actually, no, that was the launched freefall. But I remember when this came out, it was the greatest CFR in the world. Now we got the other one, and it's like, wow. Who was it? Was it Imagineer John did one, and it was so good. He's never releasing it, but it was like this, but it was very high quality. This is the Disneyland version too. It's not the best, but there's another one. Imagineer John had it, and let me look. I know I'm like referencing a lot of people, but I remember doing a T-shaped building and just putting that CFR in there. Tower of Terror CFR. So if I go quiet on y'all. Oh wait, that's the one I use all the time. Where's the other? There it is. Oh, it's Ride Sims. The Ride Sims creator. Wow. Imagineer John and Rocking Guitar. Yeah, it was a project that was never completed. It was like, wow. Oh, this thing existed since like, let's say 2008, 2009. It was fun, but I don't know. There's something about the new Tower of Terror CFR. That really gets me. This one. It's gonna lag because it's a very high CFR. Is the game gonna lag too? No. I think the cool part of this one is there is the bait, like the boiler room. It's small, but like this is my favorite because they went all out for this CFR, and this is CF8 rides. And oh yeah, it really did have a good scale to it. Let's take a ride. I've always liked this CFR. And there's my dog again. Like, this is honestly... I can't even say... because it's just awesome. Like, who would have thought we would have had this when the game came out? I remember when this came out, I watched it for like an hour because it was just so impressive, and even today I get crazy. Oh yeah, that's true. Like some of the stuff we have now, it's just like, whoa. I said if they made just a huge update to this game, but they let you keep all your stuff, but only modernized it, it would be the world's greatest game. I mean, yeah, the peeps are kind of bad looking and some stuff looks horrible, but you know, honestly, was it that bad? I mean, Planet Coaster is cool and all, but I think this is easy to use. Don't even get me started on the newer roller coaster games because they are terrible. Roller Coaster Tycoon games, they are terrible. Every time I find a post or something, or I get tagged in something, I'm like, yeah, this is trash. And we're going down. Yes. Yes, it would. And if I knew how to work it. Like, if I knew how to make a quality ride. Planet Zoo may be my default for making animal areas, you know, making zoos. So when that comes out, I might make zoos if I'm good at it. If it's like Jurassic World Evolved or whatever that game is for Xbox, then, you know, yeah, I'll probably play Planet Zoo a lot, but I'm not gonna convert all the way. I'm not converting. But I feel like a lot of people would be like me. They'd say, you know, I like the animal aspect of parks, and I think Planet Coaster's the Planet franchise is gonna do it pretty well to where it's like, okay, animal parks are easy to make in this. And some of the animals they've said, it's like, wow, that's awesome. Like they're gonna have like insects and stuff. You know, I can't even imagine what they're gonna do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give credit to Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. They do have advanced features, but there's some things I just don't like, and it's a little bit harder to play. You need computer from God to play it. You know, I'll go on those rants until changes happen, and if not, then oh well. The best is this set I needed like years ago, and I found out it existed like I think last year or year before. Like I needed this when I was making studio parks. It's the bridge from Buena Vista Street. Like seriously? Like where was this? I used to make tons of Buena Vista streets. I was tempted to even bring back one of my old parks and just refurbish it to have this bridge. Use it as a transition. Which, that's possible. My dogs are going crazy in here, I swear. Yeah, it's flea season. If you hear my dog scratching in the background, yeah. But, you know, I'll go on rants about Planet Coaster. You know, I have a lot of positive things to say about it. You know, the bad thing is you gotta pay for what the game should have had initially. But honestly, what they do add is kind of awesome. Sometimes I don't see myself using some things. Other things I'm like, I'm gonna use it every single time I play. But is it gonna be quality? No. Like, my work is not gonna be of this quality. It's gonna be, you know, of just doing this, you know, putting a bunch of rides here, you know, here. That's how I play Planet Coaster. You know, this is how I play Planet Coaster, literally. We're gonna make a ride there. We're gonna do, you know, we're gonna put something here. That's how I do Planet Coaster. What was it? There was something that they did, and I was like, why? Oh, they haven't done water parks yet. That's the one thing. It is similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It is. It's a modern version. It's also complicated. It's also a very complicated one. Let me think. What was the best creation? What was something good? I've seen some really cool stuff. Oh, Planet Coaster? Yeah. Yeah, the loading station. See, there's quality creations in Planet Coaster. Like, there's some really good creators out there. I'm just one that's probably not one of them. I'm like I said, I'm just gonna play stuff and put paths and hope for the best. I mean, I made some RMC Woodies whenever I was first getting into it. I was like, oh, these are great. Then I looked at the loading platform and this and that. I'm like, this ain't good. You know, I'm not someone who does very detailed loading platforms as it is, but Planet Coaster, you know, it's kind of required. I know I'm getting into a rant as opposed to working, but, you know, who knows? Maybe it can spark some ideas. If they did some Disney stuff, like if Disney literally said, okay, Planet Coaster, here's some stuff, I would probably have to convert. But I doubt that will happen. If Universal gets in with them, I'll probably have to look into it a little bit, but I won't be converting. You know, I see a lot of Cedar Fair stuff because they did the Steel Vengeance and the Carolina. What is it? It's not Carolina Cobra. It was like that. It was that new ride in Carolina, but in one of the Carolinas. So, Copperhead Strike, that's what it was. You know, they're doing partnerships with Cedar Fair, so it's like, that might be good. But I kind of want them to do some, you know, some of those huge mergers, you know. The Burger King. No. No. The Burger King theme parks would probably be Six Flags. They're probably the Burger King of theme parks. Or no. Yeah. Burger King or McDonald's. Cedar Fair and Six Flags are kind of like... They're okay. Six Flags is Wendy's. I haven't been to a Six Flags park, but I see so much about them, and then I look into videos of people going to them. I'm like, it's just a bunch of rides stacked on top of each other. I mean, Cedar Fair parks are kind of like that, but they offer some theming, so I like it. But Six Flags, it's like, here's a Larson Looper. We're gonna call it a roller coaster, okay? New this year, a 70-foot tall Larson Looper. It's the newest roller coaster. No. Larson Loopers are not roller coasters. I will put that in the chat. Just so if someone who isn't listening can literally read that and say, I agree. That's every year Six Flags says that. They're like, our newest roller coaster. Wrong. Your newest flat ride. And for those who don't know what a Larson Looper is, I'm trying to remember the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 name for it. Wendy's is okay. So, I don't know who would be the Wendy's. I probably passed it, but I know I should call these videos theme park roast, because I always roast someone. There it is, Meteorite. Which I don't know how they come up with some of the names on these rides. But here's a Larson Looper. I call it Ring of Fire because that's what's commonly called at fairs. But every year, Six Flags says that is their newest coaster. Apollo 14 ride. Let me look that up. If I could be like a news person just for theme parks, I would definitely do it. 14 ride. Oh, that's cool. See, this is going to be World of Discovery's newest coaster right here. Yeah, it's kind of neat. But again, Larson Loopers are not roller coasters. San Diego, SeaWorld San Diego, I gotta give them credit. I think it's called Tidal Twister or Tidal Wave or whatever. I think it's Tidal Twister. That's kind of neat. But they did it right. They did not say it's a roller coaster. They said our newest attraction. Okay, that's fair. If they do say newest coaster, I'm gonna have to shake my head and say why. But Larson Loopers are not roller coasters. Originally transported ride uneconomic. I wonder why. Because it's huge. What else could I get into? Screens. Don't even get me started on screens. Disney's even trying to get even more screens. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Because I guess they filed a patent, or they are planning to do a type of attraction where it could be even more useful. Like, it can be just a bunch of screens, and it's like, hey, we can theme it to anything we want. We can make it Star Wars one day, Mickey Mouse the next. Universal, however, exactly. That's exactly what I say all the time. Screens are good in moderation. Yes. That is exactly how I feel. Yes. Yes, yes. I agree with that. Ratatouille is one of those attractions that they use screens right. Navi River Journey. There are some things I did not know were a screen, but they are. It's like, whoa, you guys did it right. Universal, no. No, no, no. Escape from Gringotts, seriously? Escape from Gringotts was... It's a great attraction. It's short. Well, it's too short. And it's just a bunch of screens. There are practical sets, but not much. Harry Potter and Forbidden Journey, it's a great attraction. It's screens, but to be honest, I say it works with that attraction, so I'm not going to trash it. Alice in Wonderland did pretty well because that was like a refurb, and the way they blend those projections in, it's kind of like natural. So I guess it works. But Universal, literally, you walk in the park, what do you see? I'm talking about Orlando. You see Despicable Me, which is now going to 2D. Across from it is Shrek 4D. Guess what those are? Screens. You keep walking straight. What do you see? Jimmy Fallon. What's that? A screen. Then you turn right, you go to Revenge of the Mummy. That's a great attraction. There's like no screens. If there is, it's very minimal. So that's like the best attraction in the park in terms of no screens. And you keep going. What you got to your left? Fast and Furious. I will say that is probably the worst experience ever. I haven't even done it, but I've seen videos of it. It is horrible, especially for what it replaced. Like, seriously. And then you keep going straight. You hit Diagon Alley. Hogwarts Express, I'll have to give it credit because you really don't want to see backstage areas, or they don't want you to see backstage areas. And then Gringotts, that's just a bunch of screens. Keep going. There's Men in Black. That's a great attraction because guess what? Very minimal screens. When there is, it's kind of neat. Then you got Simpsons, which is a screen ride. Then you got the classic dark ride if you keep going, and that is E.T. And then there's Transformers, which is a bunch of screens. Then we'll talk about Islands of Adventure, which that has the Hulk, which is a coaster, so no screens. E.T.'s not closed at Orlando. Orlando still has it. Unless they closed it like today. But Islands of Adventure, they have the Hulk, which is a B&M coaster. You got Spider-Man, which was the original version of like Transformers. So you really can't talk a whole lot of crap about it. Then you move on, you got Ripsaw Falls and Popeye, which those are water rides, so like no screens. Then you got King Kong, which is a tragedy because it's a bunch of screens. Then you got Jurassic Park River Adventure, which is a boat ride. Then you got Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is screens, but I can't trash that. Fly the Hippogriff is a kiddie coaster. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, I don't know the full name, but it's very long. We don't know how much screens are in it, but it looks like they're doing it right. Then you move on to Seuss Landing, which is a bunch of flat rides, so there's like no screens. You got Cat in the Hat, and the Seuss trolley, but those are pretty neat. And that's it in terms of attractions and Islands of Adventure. I pretty much just gave you a tour of Universal. Yeah, Hollywood is gonna do that. Universal Hollywood, which, looking at the time, I better get ready to sign off. Oh cool, another video, but I gotta do some stuff around the house, like feed the animals and get dinner ready. I gotta make dinner tonight. I'll probably do more live streams throughout the week, and probably some next week, who knows. But I said in another post, I am back, meaning I'm pretty much done with school for a bit. Next week I got classes starting for summer, but I'm not too worried about it. So I can sign off on here and I can just keep going on my spiel. In terms of creations, Disneyland Park, that'll probably be a big focus of the summer. World Discovery, it's gonna see its Project Star, bunch of air quotes. So that'll probably be another big one this summer. Hollywood Studios, it's kind of on caution. So I'm gonna have to say Hollywood, it's gonna be watched, but I'll work on it a little bit. Algebra 1 EOC, that was easy. I mean, I took Algebra 1 twice, but the first time I got a C, and they were like, oh, we're not giving you high school credit in middle school. So I took it 9th grade and got an A, so it's like, okay. But, like I said, I'll probably be doing a lot more. I hope to be doing more. Hopefully I'm not killing your eardrums. Oh my gosh. Here, let's turn that down a little bit. So, that is that. I dropped 0.2% in frame. How many frame rates? What is I supposed to get? So, I will probably do more live streams soon. That was when I took Algebra 1, the first time. So, best of luck. Any other students that watch this, good luck if you have finals coming up, any sort of finals, no matter what level you are. I know college students, a lot of us finished or are finishing. So, it's very different. And then to those of you that work, hopefully this helped you survive the work week. Because I know sometimes you need some creativity in your life. But I am signing off. I will see y'all sometime. I'm not going to commit myself quite yet, because I know how life gets. So, everybody have a great day, evening, afternoon, brunch. What is it in Japan? It's like 5, so morning, like I said. Alright, that is all.